Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or wherever you're watching this from. Facebook, I don't really know where you may be watching it from, but hopefully it's YouTube, because I'm trying to, get my YouTube back together. So as you can tell from the title of this video, you already are going to know what I am discussing. We're in a different setting. We're in my second bedroom. On the couch, because I feel like this setting is more comfortable, it's more appropriate to have like a girl talk session to talk about this topic, because I think it's a really good topic. And the topic is in the title. I want to need a man. So let's get into this video. So if you feel like you can relate, then keep watching. If you feel like you can't relate, that's fine, sis. Click out. There's no need to leave a negative comment. There's no need to say anything negative or be mean, hurtful, or mean-spirited. I did film this makeup look. It's my everyday go-to Shazam put together. So yeah, let's have this conversation. I'm really excited to talk about this. If you can't tell, I'm really excited to talk about this. So this topic about wanting to need a man, I was having a conversation with one of my aunties on my father's side, and I was telling her, like, about my credentials. So a lot of people don't know, I have a bachelor's of science in healthcare management. I have a master's in business administration, and I'm about a year and a half out from my doctorate degree, which I don't know if I want it or not. I am a licensed and certified esthetician in Georgia and in Illinois. I know how to make wigs. I do makeup. I love waxing. I love doing facials. And next month, August, I'll have my hazmat recertification in the military. I have been to human resource. I've done the human resource course. I've done postal operations, I've done hazmat, I've done supply sergeant and clerk. I've also done the transportation management course as well. So basically, I'm saying all that to say I have all of these credentials that make me a substantial amount of money, a substantial amount of income, to where I can financially support myself. So that's why I titled this video, I want to need a man, because in all reality, I don't feel like I need a man, but I want to need one. And I don't know where this want or this desire comes from, because I've never had it before. And I don't know if it's because of my recent split up from, my son's father, aka he's still my husband, so I have to call him my husband. And I don't know if it's from what I was like lacking in the past, like what he couldn't give me emotionally and romantically. I don't know if it's from that, but I've recently had a desire to want to need a man. Like, I know I don't need you because I have a good job, I have good benefits from the military, I have, disability, I have education benefits, I have a VA home loan. I have a lot of access to things to where I know that I can be successful. I have resources from the military that will help me further my career. It will help me to get a jump start on life. Like, I put myself in a position to win. I truly feel like when I turned 18 and I signed up for the military, even though subconsciously I feel like I made a decision that helped me, that pushed me, into a life of me flourishing, basically. Flourishing financially. But emotionally, mentally, and physically, I now have a desire to want to need a man. And I want to break this down. Like, I want to talk about what it means to want to need a man. So I want to break this down, because I don't want people to get confused, and I don't want people to be like, oh, you don't need a man, you're fine, you have money, you have this, you have that. Like, no, I want to break this down. I want to go step by step, and I want us all to, have this conversation together, because I think it's important to, like, talk about something like this. I think that it's important to explore thoughts in your mind, I think it's important to try to figure out like why you feel this way. Try to figure out why this is like coming about and I'm about to be 32. Like, why I've never had this desire before. Like, why do I want this in my life all of a sudden? And I want to explore this because I feel like it's weighing heavy on me. I feel like I know that it's something that I need to just get out and figure out why I want it, because it's weird. I've never wanted anything like this before. I've never desired to need a man, like, ever. So we all know that a want is something you don't need, but it's something that you like to have. So, for example, a want could be like, say for instance, I have all of these shoes in my house. We all know I have a lot of shoes, I have a lot of clothes. So I don't need any more shoes and clothes than I already have. I want them because that is what makes me happy. So if it's something that I want, I have the money for it, I'm gonna get it. But do I need it? No. So if it's time for me to let it go because it's not a need, it's more of a want, then I'm gonna give it away because I never needed it to begin with. Like, it was just a want. It was something that I wanted. Goodbye. Now a need is something more of something that you can't replace. Something that I feel like maybe like food. Like, you need food to live and survive. A bed. You need a job to pay your bills. Like, without your job, what are you gonna You gonna live on the street? That's what you're gonna do? You need a car. In most cities, in most towns, you need a car to get around. You gonna walk everywhere. You're gonna wake up 2 hours early to get to Little Ray Ray house because Little Ray Ray is your only ride to work, but because he doesn't value as much, your dumb ass gonna get up and walk to Little Ray Ray house with his 6 baby mamas, and you're gonna walk to his house and he doesn't want to come get you. He has a car, so you're gonna walk to his house and go, no, sis, get you that car that you need to get to work. But yeah, that's the difference between a want and a need. Now, wanting to need something is a totally different ballpark. It's a it's a different ballpark. It's a feeling that I get on the inside, and when I think about it, you know, when I think about it, it almost made me cry because I feel like I've been so self-sufficient and so independent. I started working when I was 14. I had my first job when I was 14. I'll never forget. I was so excited. I was working as I was working at a summer camp for the Mayor Daley summer job program in Chicago. I will never forget when they called me back. I was so happy. My grandma took me to, I will never forget this because it was like the happiest time of my life. When they called me back, my grandma took me to the thrift store to get me like a little outfit. She had got me like a work shirt and some pants and some flats and stuff. She took me to Payless and got me some flats. And I went on a job interview. We found out we didn't even need that. I could have just came dressed regular because we were in a room full of people, and they gave me my assignment. They told me where I was going to be, and yeah, it was my first job. I was so excited, but I've been working since I was 14. I've been so self-sufficient. I've been able to hold a steady job. It was breaks in my life when I was young and, you know, was wild and free and didn't really want to work, but something hit me in like 2014 where I just knew I had to get tunnel vision and get it together. That's when I went to pharmacy technician school and I became a pharmacy technician. Actually, my sister Sharice is the one who motivated me and encouraged me to take the pharmacy technician program, and we both went together. We both graduated and became pharmacy technicians. She's still a pharmacy technician. I have since moved on from that. In 2015, I decided to go active duty because I wanted to get out of Chicago. I needed to get out of Chicago. I got married. My first marriage was horrible trash. Me and him divorced. I started talking back to one of my exes and quickly realized that did not work. And that's when I met my current husband, which is we are separated. It's the father of my son. And our relationship helped me to realize that I want to need a man. I want to need a man financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, romantically, verbally, like all of it. Like, and I get it, some women can't relate. Like, you may feel like what I'm saying is stupid and I'm gonna regret it one day, but I don't feel like that, because I feel like I've given out so much love to men in general, and I've never gotten like the same thing in return. That desire has now done like a full 180. Should I say 360, y'all? It's a full 360, and it has came back to me, and now I want to need a man the way a man has wanted to need it me in the past. Like, I want to be able to wake up and be like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go call my man. He gonna figure it out. Like, I know that I don't need him to figure it out, but I want him to figure it out. Like, I want him to be the one to be like, oh, well, my wife called me today, or my girl called me today and said this and that, so I'm gonna go do exactly what she said. Even though I know Sherika is capable of doing it, because I know what she's capable of, I know that my wife wants me to do that. Like, I know that she wants me to do that. And that is a good feeling, knowing that you want something that you know you can do for yourself, but you want someone else to do it for you, because that is part of the requirements of, you know, you being with that person. Like, I want to be able to feel comfortable, like, needing to express myself to you, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally. I feel like it's important for me going forward to create a safe space around me in every aspect of my life, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, when it comes to relationships, because I know what I want now. I know what I desire now, and it's the things that I've always lacked in the past, from past relationships. Now, I know it may sound to some people a little silly. It may sound a little vulnerable, like, you know, why is she telling people this? Because it's a lot of people out here who has this feeling, but they can't explore it. They don't know why they want this. They don't know why they feel like they need this man, or they want to need this man. Like, I want to need the person that loves me. Like, I want to need you. I want to know that I need you to reassure something in me. Like, I know I don't need you to reassure it to me, but I want to know that you are able to reassure me that you love me, and this is where you want to be, and this is the things that you want to accomplish with me. I want to be able to wake up. Let me tell y'all exactly what I want to need. Let me tell y'all give y'all some examples. I want to know that the bills are paid. I want to know that, honestly, I don't even want to know what name the bills are in. I don't want to know the name of the company, the leasing. If we live in an apartment, I don't even want to know the apartment complex people. Like, I don't even want them to know who I am. I don't want them to know any of that. Like, I want you to be able to handle all of that without me. Like, I want to need you to figure all those things out on your own. Even though, you know, I can figure out how to pay the rent. I can figure out how to switch the lights over, switch the gas over. I'm very much that girl, because I was 18 when I got my first apartment. So I know how to do all these things. Like, but I want you to do it. And I want you to know that I don't need you to do it. I want you to know that I don't need you to do it. I want you to know that my wife wants me to do it. That's what I want a man to know. And I get it, you know, it's kind of late for me to be feeling this way. Like, I've had all these years to explore these feelings, but this is just, I don't know, it's just something that's been weighing heavy on me. And when I spoke to my aunt about this, I was just telling her, like, I wholeheartedly want to need a man. And I know I'm going to keep my job. I know I'm going to be consistent with my income, because that's just how I am. But I want to know that if I don't want to spend my money on rent, I want to know that I want to know that he can do it. I want him to know that I don't need you to do these things. I want you to do it. And I want to need you to do it. I feel like it's okay for a woman to be conscious about wanting to need a man. I feel like I want to let women know it's okay to have these feelings, to want to need a man, or to be just like truly in your feminine era or your feminine bag, to the point where you don't have to step up and give this masculine energy all of the time. Like I don't want to have to keep having my emotional needs met through my family and friends. Like, yeah, it feels good to know that I have family and friends who are always going to support me and be there for me, but I don't want that from them. I don't want to need that from them. And like, I feel like a lot of times, and I feel like my son is in Chicago currently, and I feel like I want him to come back home because I feel lonely, and I get that desire, and well, I get my desires fulfilled and my happiness fulfilled from him. So it's like me wanting him to come back is kind of subconsciously me saying like, I know when you're here, I feel love, I feel great, I feel, you know, like I have someone here to like, you know, catch my tears when they fall, or give me a hug and a kiss. And those are the wrong reasons for me wanting him to come back, especially when he's enjoying his time with his cousins and, you know, his aunt and his mom and my mom and, you know, his little friends that he's gonna meet. But I don't want to need that from my family anymore. I don't want to need the love and the encouragement and the praise and the, you know, I don't want to need that feeling from them anymore. Like, I don't want to get that from my family and friends anymore. I want to get that from a man, like not a little boy, a man. And I want other women to know that it's okay to want to need these things from a man, because it should be a requirement. Like, why can't I want to need you? Like, and I don't ever want people to get this message mixed up as, you know, as something just weird, because people think like the weirdest things nowadays, and I don't want this message to come off as anything weird. I don't want it to come off as anything like, oh, she's going through something. No, I'm very happy and confident. I'm happy and confident with the type of woman that I am. I'm happy and confident with my life. If things go south, I will work any type of job to make sure I can maintain my lifestyle that I have now. And it's a very simple one. My bills are simple. My life, my car, no, I don't have a fancy luxurious car, but I have a Toyota and it's gonna last me for the rest of my life. I am comfortable with the way I am. I am comfortable with who I am as a woman. So I don't want this message to come off wrong, because I'm a confident woman. I love myself. I may have insecurities, but I know who I am. I know I'm hardworking. I know that I'm very loving. I know that I'm open to whatever. I'm very forgiving. I know how to give unconditional love. I know how to build, and I want more. I want more. Like, I want to need a man. And if you don't want that, that's okay. Like, stay at home. Stay at home and keep struggling with the same man that ain't did nothing for you. But I know what I want now. Like, and it feels good to know that I know what I want. It feels good to know that I'm okay with, you know, the journey and the path that I'm taking. It feels good to know, you know, that I'm okay with being alone until I can get, you know, what I want. And that's what I want. I want to need a man. So yeah. So that's the end of this video. I hope that you stayed and listened to the whole thing. I hope that you got something from this. I hope that you were able to comprehend and understand where I'm coming from, because not everyone probably can relate, but there are a lot of women who can relate, if that makes sense. If you can't relate, that's fine. Just don't leave a negative comment. I'm gonna respond regardless. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Yeah.